What's up, y'all? Derek here. I made a rather botched attempt at trying to do the YouTube live thing. The audio wasn't working, so glad a few of you were tuning in and could let me know so I didn't just jabber on for X number of minutes without anybody actually able to hear me. So I decided just to do this quickly on my phone today because this period is the period of Lent and of much fasting and prayer, and I'm giving myself to that this year. I am definitely not spending as much time on my screens or my devices, although I have been pretty hard at work at developing an outline for my next essay and my next video publication, which is going to be entitled "The Symbolism of Story." Pretty excited about what things are being able to connect and what voices are talking to each other and the conclusions that are being drawn. So stay tuned for that. It should be out about mid next week. In the meantime, this is my first check-in video, and I wanted to start out by saying, oh, thank you to my new subscribers. Glad you could join the channel and stay tuned for this educational journey. And also, let's see, viewers. Thank you for everybody that's been tuning in to view the content recently. A big thank you to Jonathan Peugeot for reposting, especially the reviews of his brother's book, The Language of Creation. It's been excellent having all of this chatter in the comment section and the recommendations for books to read or different avenues to take as far as what to study and what to look into. It's just been really enriching for me as a learner, but I hope everybody else is drawing from it too. And it seems so. It's been fun, guys. So the other thing too is that I'll be beginning to form some of these essays, more of the polished videos that I publish here, into essays for what's going to be the Symbolic World blog. Jonathan Peugeot is expanding his work and to include other writers, so I'll be submitting some work. We'll see if it gets published soon. And then also I wanted to thank that there's a few financial supporters now. And I was just so grateful because I have now been able to purchase materials and reinvest to this learning project. Thanks to the financial contributions this past week, I was able to purchase a new book entitled On the Incarnation by Athanasius with the introduction by C.S. Lewis. And it's been really good. I believe I've come across some insights to be able to share with all of you, although my goodness gracious, it's a masterful work and it's been quite a challenge for me to wrap my head around it. Okay, staying on point here. Yes. Okay, so moving forward, I wanted to share with you guys that this project I initially began with the commitment that I would publish one video per week for the year of 2020. And so far I've done that. I think one week I had to skip due to some technical difficulties. But overall it's been about one video per week. And it's been fun, but I've been spending more and more time because I've been getting deeper and deeper into producing a better product and a better essay with better insights. I've just reached my maximum load as far as the amount of hours that I can dedicate per week towards this project. And here it is at the end of the week, and I just really wasn't able to get to the recording stage, let alone the editing stage of the next video, The Symbolism of Story. So I'm at this point of a tension, you could say, where I'm trying to figure out how do I continue to get better at this craft and still be able to have time for, like work or the other projects at hand. So I'm trying to figure out some of these tensions here. So the question is really that of quality versus quantity. And as the quality goes up and up and up, my quantity of time can't match. So I have to figure out something. Do I reduce the quality and just do selfies like this? But that doesn't feel right because I'm really enjoying being able to include the other features that come along with editing, like the pictures or the clips or the links or the interconnection. I think this is definitely worth keeping, so I have to figure out a way of doing it in a way that's productive and doable throughout the rest of the week. So I've mulled it over, I've talked it over with some close counselors next to me, and what I've come up with is to, instead of trying to produce an essay every single week that requires editing and all of the things I just mentioned, what I'm going to do is incorporate some other ways, some other content, one of which is these check-ins, and where I'm just going to speak to you clearly. The hair's down. I'm formal. I'm letting you know what I'm processing through, maybe some of the behind the scenes action, what's happening. I'm really excited to be able to share that process too, but I don't want to draw away from the more watchable content of, say, a video review or an essay or an interpretation of scripture or a book or something like that. So the check-ins, I want to incorporate some of those. Maybe further on down the road, they turn into a Q&A. I don't know. In the meantime, I'll be working on the technical difficulty with making sure that this can be done in a live format on YouTube. Really, live is one of my favorite features. It reminds me a lot of my days on the radio station or watching Saturday Night Live, where some of the best things that happen are usually the breakdowns that you just can't avoid and you can't help because of the style of the format. So check-ins, yes. Maybe some interviews as well. I've been reaching out to a few people, and hopefully we set some dates, and I'll learn how to get the technical things ironed out, and we'll be able to publish some conversations that hopefully you guys will just really enjoy or be enriched by. Okay, so interviews, Q&As, yes. So it's other things like this where it's a little bit more formal, less editing. I could spread some of the essays out to where maybe I publish quality videos 2 or 3 times a month rather than 4 or 5. I think that this will be doable moving forward. You guys can let me know what you think. If you guys are like, nah, the selfie videos are kind of cheesy, I don't really appreciate those. Just take however much time you want to produce the essays. I like those more. I'm thinking of like the channel I enjoy, Storytellers, where they come out with like one video a month, and like it gets like 1 million views and people love them. And it doesn't seem like they're short or left in want by any means. But at the same time, I made this commitment, and I want to stick to it, to produce one video a week. So I think we're coming to a point of a solution where we incorporate check-ins or selfie formal type informal videos, conversations, interviews, and perhaps Q&As down the road as well. Okay. At the moment, I wish I could just be a skilled, off-the-cuff blabberer like, say, Paul Vanderklay. I mean, the guy just presses record, and off the top of his head, he just speaks out gold, and it's amazing, and I'm just not quite there yet. So maybe some of these informal live videos will help me develop that skill, strengthen that muscle. But in the meantime, I will be recording videos where I'll be chopping it up and cleaning it up and making sure that it's a condensed, digestible package. Usually around 10 to 20 minutes is what I'm aiming for. But then again, the interviews, hey, we can stretch that out to 60 minutes, 90 minutes. And who knows, maybe I'll get as skilled as Paul Vanderklay to just bust out a 2-hour off the top of my head and have it be listenable and, to where people can actually get something out of it. Okay, so I mentioned the video in the works, the symbolism of story. The outline is done. I'm cleaning it up. It was done on Monday, actually. I did a really good job, but then I decided to scrap it and start over. So that's what it is. I'm also synthesizing a lot of the suggestions that people provided in the comments for the last 3 or 4 videos and publishing that some way so you guys can see it all in one place, because you guys did a really fantastic job of sharing books to read or websites to go check out, other videos. Really, I'm so blessed by it. I appreciate it. Let's keep it up. Okay, and I think that's it. I'm gonna check my notes really quick here. That covers it, guys. So that's the list of things I wanted to go over in this video, in this check-in, March 6th, 2020. I'm sorry again, it couldn't have been live. For the couple people that were already tuned in, I'm so sorry that the audio wasn't working, and I'll make sure that it won't happen again, and we'll get all of those bugs fixed. In the meantime, stay tuned for essays to come and videos to be published soon. Thanks for all of the support, guys. It's been really awesome.